Hey everybody, good afternoon. This is Matheo here. I wanted to take a moment and share some information about what to do when you're having irritation, frustration, anger, and these things coming up. Because we all have that at certain points. We all experience anger, frustration, irritation for ourselves, for others. And I believe we don't know what to do with that. Yeah, a lot of times we express it, a lot of times we internalize it, and very rarely do we use it accurately as a feedback mechanism. So that's what I'm going to share with you. And this has been coming up in some client case studies that I've worked on, or some work with my clients, and I've experienced it myself obviously a number of times. So I just want to share my experience and what works to support you to understand why there is anger, frustration, irritation, and what to do with it when you have it. Now, there's a lot of things that can trigger anger, frustration, and irritation. And what I want to support you to do is to see it in the lens of your guidance system. So I've been teaching a number of videos back that you have an inner guidance system that is based on your physical body, your emotions, and your thoughts, and you can use your physical body, your emotions, and your thoughts to guide your life and tell you which direction to go. Sometimes you're experiencing physical symptoms. Those physical symptoms doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It means there's an imbalance in the physical body, or even emotional, the mental body. And as a result of the imbalance in perceptions, or imbalance nutritionally, or there's some kind of imbalance, and that's causing physical symptoms. So I wouldn't go treat the symptoms. I would understand, what are the symptoms saying, and how can I get to the cause and understand the symptoms so I can heal the cause. Once the cause is healed, the symptoms go away. For example, if you're having low electrolytes, which I've experienced in the summertime here, during periods of extreme heat, we deplete our electrolytes in the body, and the result is a lack of energy. So usually what we do is we get a prescription for energy boosters, or I'm not feeling good energetically, whatever. Well, it might be because you're lacking electrolytes. What's the cause? The cause is there's excess heat, and your body's utilizing a lot more of the electrolytes. So you've got to replenish the electrolytes. So eat more greens, eat more electrolyte active food, get more into nature, put your feet on the ground, get electrolytes, drink more electrolyte rich water. So that's how you heal the cause. So the lower energy doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. It just means that we need to understand what the cause is, and it's an indication that there's a symptom that there's an imbalance, and the imbalance is lack of electrolytes. So that's on a physical body. On a mental or emotion, on the emotional level, sometimes you have positive or negative emotions, and I go into great detail in the guidance system video and understanding how to use your emotions as feedback. But positive or negative emotions don't necessarily mean that something's good or bad with you. It's feedback telling you you're on track or off track with your life. Go look at that video. Same with your thoughts. A lot of times you're having specific thoughts, maybe lack of confidence. Your mind is saying, I can't, I'm not able to, I'm not good enough. It came up in my private coaching group this a few weeks back. I'm not good enough. I think I'll do a separate video just on that. But what I supported them to see is may not even be a belief. It may simply be that you're trying to stretch too far out of your comfort zone, and your psychology is telling you you're not good enough for that stretch. But if you reduce the stretch, let's say you're aiming for 1,000. If you aim for 100, the I'm not good enough goes away, because you reduce your stretch. You're not stretching so far out of your comfort zone that you believe you're not good enough. So go have a look at the video on beliefs. That gives information on that. So coming back to what I want to share in this video, is that we as human beings have feedback mechanisms. And if you're having anger, irritation, frustration, so what happens? You always, something might happen on the outside, and that makes you feel angry, irritated, frustrated. What do? Well, usually we have two choices. We're going to express the anger, the irritation and frustration. Usually it gets expressed towards somebody else. Yeah, we start to blame and judge other people and find someone to point it to. But on the level of self-responsibility, which is what ultimately empowers us as human beings, not blaming but accepting responsibility, is to turn it in and look at ourselves, and we start to identify that the anger, the frustration and the irritation is actually towards ourselves. So some of us express it, or we want to lash out, we want to express it, find a target for it. Sometimes that target is ourselves. Sometimes we are told not to be angry, not to be frustrated, not to be irritated, and we don't know what to do with that emotion, so we suppress it, we close it off and just tick it away. Oh, I shouldn't be like this. I totally disagree with that approach. Yeah, shutting yourself down is not the right approach. It doesn't serve you. It's not good for you. It's not right for you. And you're not gathering the information that the symptom is telling you. It's the anger, the frustration, and the irritation is merely a symptom. What could it be telling you, this symptom? So first of all, the lesson is expressing it might not help. Suppressing it is the worst thing to do. Allowing it is a different thing. Okay, so allowing it in your system, okay, there's anger, there's frustration, there's irritation. So I'm not going to find a target and express it to you. I'm going to let it be there. Because when we allow it to be there, we can begin to investigate it. When we suppress it, we're not able to investigate and understand it, and that energy gets put away, and then you put it away over time, and over time you explode. Okay, so it's like a pressure cooker. So I don't recommend suppressing it and putting it away. I recommend allowing it. Allowing it is not expressing it, is not lashing out either to yourself or to others. Allowing it is very different. It's okay, I'm angry, I'm irritated. Breathe it in, accept it. Okay, this energy is there. Why is it there? Is the absolute next question. Because we want to explore, to understand it. Remember, if you suppress it, you're not going to understand why it's there and what it's telling you. If you express it, you've gotten rid of that energy and puffed yourself up, and you're not going to understand why it's there and why it's happening in your life. Yeah, someone irritated you. Well, why does it irritate you? That's a good question to ask. Why am I being irritated by this person right now, by that reaction, or by this circumstance that's happening in my life? So I don't express, I don't suppress, I allow, and I ask why. Why is it there? Why is this happening to me right now? Why is this trigger there? And why am I angry, frustrated, or irritated? So when I ask why, then I am able to dig deeper and I allow it to be there. And usually it's a few things that it can be, this anger, frustration, irritation. Number one, you're not aligning your life according to your true values. You're not living your life, and you're living someone else's life, or you're living according to someone else's agenda. You're living according to somebody else's to-do list. Yeah, you're doing someone else's to-do list and not your to-do list. For example, sometimes this happens to me when I don't have time to random example, wash the dishes or wash my clothes or something like that. It's not a priority, and my priority is to go out and coach, or to do a video, or to teach, or to find out how I can do my work. So that's a priority. If I'm not doing that as a priority, and I go and clean the house, for example, then I'm going to get angry, frustrated, and irritated because I'm doing something not on my to-do list, not on my true to-do list. My true to-do list says go and coach, go and support people, go and teach. That's my to-do list. Those are my personal values, my high values, my priorities in life. So when I'm not doing my own to-do list, the probability of me getting angry, irritated, and frustrated at myself or others is going to increase because I'm not in priority. Another thing might be I'm overwhelmed, so I'm doing too much. and something small might get in the way, and as a result of that, I'll get angry, upset, and irritated. Or I've set unrealistic expectations on myself or other people. So I expect technology is going to work out every time. Or I'm going to be perfect. I'm going to be perfect. Everything's going to be perfect. So I put on the phone and I'm about to have a session, or I'm about to do a video, and if it doesn't work, I get upset, I get irritated, I get frustrated, I get angry, I want to take the phone and throw it against the wall. Normal reaction, because my expectation is it should work every time. So as much as I've learned to integrate this and to just look, okay, well, to integrate and accept, okay, these things can happen outside of my expectations, the less reactions I have. So if you're not being true to yourself, to your life, to your priorities, you're going to have increased probability of having reactions like anger, irritation, frustration. If you are setting unrealistic expectations on yourself, on others, on technology, you're going to have an increased probability of that. If you put too much on your agenda, too much on your plate, you're going to have an increased probability of anger, frustration, irritation. So it's your job to go and find the balance in that. But my message here is look at it and see it as a feedback to you, rather than express it and getting angry, frustrated, and irritated to everyone else, or repressing it within yourself. Allow it and have a look at it. And that's the problem I find with many emotions, not just this. People suppress them. I shouldn't be like this, I shouldn't act like this, I shouldn't have this emotion. No, that emotion is good for you. It's there because it's telling you something, and unless you allow it so you can look at it, you're not going to be able to see what it's telling you. So go ahead and apply that and try that. If you've had moments and times of consistent anger, frustration, irritation, and you're finding yourself being reacted more and more, and maybe you've just shut yourself down and you don't react now anymore, you're just numb, there's probably years and years and years of acting outside of your truth, acting outside of your values. That can be repaired, and it takes some work, and it may require a transformational process. If you feel like that is you and you may need a transformational process, send me a message and we can discuss. The next one starts in October, well, in a couple of weeks. And I'm very excited because the first transformational process was exceptionally deep, exceptionally powerful, and I teach things in there that you haven't even heard of in any of the other videos. So I'm very excited to share that information with you. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you for coming online. Those of you who have watched this subsequently, let me know how this video has helped you, and I look forward to connect in a future video. Take care.